Hi, I'm Beth Carson. I'm a vacation rental expert, and I'm coming to you from Fiji, one of my favorite places on the planet. I live in Asheville, North Carolina, which is 24 hours away. And I was a travel agent on a fam trip. I had been to 35 countries by that time. And I liked Fiji. We got to see Denarau and along the Coral Coast, and then we came up to the very northern top. And if you look at the island of Viti Levu, there is nothing more northern than my house. I am the very tippy top. And it was a long ride, and we all thought, is this going to be worth it? We are tired. We have been going from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. all day. And we got here and I fell in love. I love Europe. I love architecture. I love cafe culture, history, museums. I actually at one point was on a program in college to become an art curator. I've taken a ton of art history courses. But this was the first place on the planet that I felt at rest. My soul was at rest. And I thought, I have to buy a place here. And I had New Zealand and Israel were the only two countries that I ever considered living in. And New Zealand just hit me hard. I just fell in love. But I was too young and wasn't able to make the transition because I didn't have enough money in the bank or a job that nobody else in the country could do. So fast forward a few years, I'm in Fiji. Then fast forward another 2 years, and I gathered the money and was able to buy a plot of land on the South Pacific Ocean with the view of 3 islands. They are a mile away. I know somebody who swims one way and kayaks back the other day. And then the next day he kayaks there and then he'll swim back. So they really are close, and I'm on a point and you can't see any other houses. So you just feel like you've got this out island experience, but we have mainland conveniences. We have regular power. We don't have to live off a generator. You don't have to deal with a boat to go anywhere. And it's just an ideal setup. I have been a real estate investor for at least 15 years. And I have done note buying, which I hated. I have built property, I have rehabbed property, I am in commercial and residential. I have 16 long-term rentals in Asheville. And one of my criteria for buying a property is it has to make money immediately. I don't base buying a property on appreciation. Now, of course, you can have building time. That's okay. I don't mind that. But it has to pretty much make a profit from day one. And all 16 of my properties in Asheville make about $100 a month steady. And we hardly have any vacancies. And if we do, they're snapped up quickly. I've got figured out what the market is interested there, and I'm able to deliver it. Now, my home in Fiji, I bought it with the understanding that I would come here and holiday for January, February, March, and the resort would rent it out for me and handle everything. And they guaranteed me 25% occupancy, and I would get 25% of that amount. Well, of course, the story ended differently. It didn't work out that easily. And while I was building the house, the resort sold. I was just appalled because the new resort owners had plans to double the occupancy of the resort. They were going to double it in size. And they didn't have the bandwidth to deal with my property. So I'm stuck with this half-built house, 24 hours door to door from my house, in a culture that I don't fully understand, that has a lot of Australia, New Zealand divers coming. So I panic. I start researching classified ads in dive magazines in Australia, New Zealand to get people to come over here. I put it on the market. And while I was in that frenzy of what the heck am I going to do with what has gone from my dream house to this ball and chain that's taken me down pretty quickly, is I found this secret sauce. I found this recipe that's called the Carson method, where I've learned that balance between guest satisfaction and amenities and profit. My first booking was June 2005, and it was for a month, and I made $2,000, and I was really happy with that. Now I make, in high season, I make $450 a night, so it's quite different. And in the last 10 years, I have discovered through trial and a lot of error, tens of thousands of hours of studying the market, studying what other people are doing, going to conferences, talking with experts, I've discovered what it takes to make guests really happy, what it is they want, and how to earn top dollar from that. And this is something that you can do too. It's not super complicated. There are steps that you have to follow, and you have to really care about your business. And even if you're working with a property management company, you should be able to work out a deal with them where you can supplement their marketing. And you can make the difference between 30% occupancy. You can bring it on your own with effort up to 70% occupancy, and not a whole lot of effort. Most of the work that you're going to put into it is going to be right after you get the house built or you purchase it and it's furnished. It's going to be a very intense period of time where you're getting your marketing all set up. And then you're going to probably do what I do, is work about 2 hours a week on it. I answer emails and I tweak things. And then when I come to Fiji, I make videos, I take pictures, I write blog posts. So what a lot of people do is they buy the property, they get it furnished, and then they lose steam. And that's the biggest mistake you can make, because what drives the engine of profit is marketing. And I can teach you how to do that. So I hope that you will consider vacation rentals as a potential for your portfolio for retirement. And you can see that this is a way to pay for your retirement and have somebody else pay for it, because I make a profit on this. I don't just cover my expenses. Our family lives off of this money. This is part of my income. And not only that, it is appreciated. It is now worth more than double what I paid for it. And because I have a website and listings, I'm on listing sites, and I have forward bookings and a history of 85% occupancy, they have valued my house at $200,000, 200,000 Fijian dollars, so it's about 100,000 US, higher than if it were just a house. So even if you plan to sell a home, it's a good idea to put it on the vacation rental market, get some income, get some bookings going, and then it's much more appealing. It's a turnkey business that somebody can just step right into. So from Fiji, Fanakavakalevu,